god. Good morning, everybody. It is a rainy August day, and we have had pretty much nothing but rain this week to start off the month of August here in Georgia. But this is the closest thing I'm going to have to a nice day before I head out west for a few weeks, so I'm going to try to take full advantage of it. And today we're going to take the e-bike into some remote backcountry habitat in search of rattlesnakes. So I got a lot of very muddy biking ahead of me, so I'm going to get that out of the way, and hopefully we'll find some snakes. Oh, that's just a lovely thing to have to deal with right before I have to get on a plane tomorrow. I'm going to have a lot of cleaning up to do when I get home tonight. Alright. The feral hogs have obliterated this little area right here. Holy crap. And unsurprisingly, there's nothing under there. For real? Nobody under there either. Oh, hello. Hello. Very nice. Well, it took all day, but we got some rattlesnakes. Finally. So this one on the right was actually sitting out in the grass, and it buzzed me when I walked up and flipped the one on the left. And really, with as wet as it is out here today, I wasn't expecting there to be anything sitting out just yet. But sure enough, I was wrong. Oh my God. I'm really not sure if the GoPro got that or not, so I'm gonna double flip it just to make sure. Look at that. Well, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little frustrating how much work we had to do to get those two snakes this morning. You're not going to see most of it because it'd be really boring to watch me just bike around getting covered in mud. But hey, we got some snakes on the day. We got two really good timbers. Luckily, though, we still have a lot of really productive 10 to flip, so let's go see what else is out. There's a bunch of belly scales under the next set. This piece is pretty warm to the touch, despite the fact that it's still kind of misting rain. But belly scales are always a good sign. I've still yet to actually see a snake under this piece. This is like the third consecutive day we've had where it mostly just rained and the temperature barely gets above 70 degrees. All right, I'm pretty confident these next couple are not getting enough light today, but I hope I'm wrong. And there will be something under one of them. We're gonna find out though. This one's usually the best of the next three. A box turtle. Okay, that's actually the first box turtle I've ever seen here, despite spending quite a bit of time here. Very nice. That is a really sharp looking box turtle. Very clean pattern, smooth shell. Looks like a big female. I'm not sure from this angle though. We'll try to get a better look from the side. That's a nice looking turtle. Yeah, I'm gonna go with lady on that one. Very nice looking turtle though. Clean shell, very smooth. Decently old turtle, maybe even very old. First box turtle I have ever found at this spot. Very cool. Another piece of tin brought from the shady ravine up to the light. Oh man, it never doesn't suck going up that hill, and it sucks even more when I carry a piece of tin. All right, copperhead board. This is gonna be our final flip of the day. There's nothing under it, it won't be in the video. If there is something under it, then you're about to find out what it is. A king snake. Nice. What on earth? In shed, but hey, a king's a king. Especially in August. Let's go. That is really cool. No copperhead, but hey, that's the next best thing. The next better thing, I should say. I've only ever seen one king snake under here before today. Could have even been the same snake. All right. Well, it's a shame she is not in better shape for photos, because that is a really neat looking snake. You can see heavy black king snake influence. Definitely a female, and the king that I found under this board last year, the only one I've seen here, was also a female. Look at that short little stubby tail. Very, very nice. I'm gonna get some diagnostic voucher photos. Nice, she got the board. I'm gonna get some diagnostic voucher photos and then we'll just let her slip back under there. Those dots are just crazy looking. I bet that would be a really neat looking snake freshly shed. And I feel like this is a different one because I think I would remember that if this is the same snake I saw. So I'm guessing it's a new one. I'll double check, but either way, just happy to see another snake today because right now, prior to flipping that, we were sitting at exactly 2 timbers and they were both using the same piece of cover. Even though one was sitting beside it, they were presumably both under it at one point. Really cool looking blue coloration on this guy, even though that's just kind of the normal end shed look. It's just a really unnatural color to see in nature. Very neat. All right, we'll just let him slither back under this board or into the grass, wherever he wants to go. All right, guys, I do think that's going to be it for this ambitious attempt at August 10 flipping in North Georgia. I'm going to disappear to the desert for 2 weeks, and we're going to come back, and it's going to be like fall, hopefully. I got a flight to catch in the morning, so I will see you guys in West Texas. Well, we're in Texas, but this isn't the scenic view I was hoping to start with. We got a proper El Paso traffic jam. But yeah, we're in Texas now. Getting ready to go back to Steven's house and relax for a little bit because it's hot. It's really just hot. It's like 105 right now. We landed on a heat wave, but as you can see, it's pretty lush out here. There's been a lot of rain, so I'm expecting at the very least we'll see a lot of snakes. So we're here for the next 2 weeks or so, and we're gonna chill out for a little bit. We're looking for beetles right now, and then we're gonna go out and shine cuts tonight. So I'll see you guys then. Well, that is a weird first snake of the trip. That is definitely the highest in elevation I have seen a prairie rattlesnake in West Texas. We are straight up in the mountains. Very, very weird. Well, without much context, it's just a viridis, but I can assure you this is a very weird first snake of the trip, considering where it was found. And we're just gonna let him make his way off the road while he's being relatively peaceful with us, and we'll head on to our first cut for the night. All right, stay out of the road, dude. Very cool. A nice big moon tonight. Let's see what else we can get into. All right, next snake of the night, a pretty going up the road blacktail. We weren't sure if this guy was roadkill or what, but he's just kind of sitting here in a weird way that makes him look dead from the car. Very, very pretty. Up here in the higher elevations in Texas, some of the blacktails will kind of get a little bit more yellow like this guy and look more like the northern blacktail. But this is in fact an eastern or ornate. Very, very sharp looking snake. You can tell from the slow tongue flicks, he's starting to get a little disgruntled with us, but that's where they get their name. Very, very dramatic and suddenly black tail. All right, homeboy is safe on the rocks where he belongs. On to the next one. Pretty rattlesnakey start so far. 2 very different rattlesnakes in relatively different habitat, but cool to see. Well, these guys never get old. This is a woods jeweled scarab, right? Mm-hmm. I'm getting them all mixed up now that I don't live here. Yeah. But very, very cool beetle. It's actually quite common in a lot of places in West Texas as long as it has been raining and isn't super dry. Very, very cool beetle. We don't have anything like this in Georgia, so when I first came out here and saw one of these, it like absolutely blew my mind. And they're still really cool. They're just a little bit omnipresent when they're flying into your face while you're walking around out here. All right, boys, Steven has found... Oh, there is a hole. It's fine. Big night snake. I don't think it goes anywhere. Maybe it does. He's coming back out. It doesn't go anywhere. First night snake of the trip. This is one of the most common snakes in West Texas, so I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty more of them. There he is, poking around, presumably looking for lizards in this rock pile. Very, very nice. We'll just let him scoot on. First snake that we've actually shined since we got out of the car tonight. Very cool. And here's another smaller night snake, a little bit past the first one. These guys are surprisingly common here. It just doesn't seem like a place that you'd see a lot of them, but they tend to be one of the more common snakes on this rock cut. Which is weird because of the high elevation we're at, but still. Plenty of lizards up here for them to eat, so not super surprising. It's just a weird place for them to be so abundant. A lot of the areas around here, we don't see them, at least in these kind of numbers. All right, this is a really cool little plains lubber right here. These guys are absolutely everywhere, like hundreds of them on the road. Like, you're just squishing hundreds of them just driving around. But Steven just found a rock rattlesnake, so we'll go get a look at that guy. All right, first really solid snake of the trip. Not actually, the viridis was probably a better find, but this is one of the iconic West Texas target species that we always hope to see. The mottled rock rattlesnake in all its glory. This one's kind of an odd size. He's next to my boot. They get a good bit bigger than that, but it's also not really a baby. And you can see he's got some nice pinkish undertones. The ones in this mountain range tend to be more so kind of a grayscale to brownish pink coloration, but very nice looking snake. We'll just leave him right there. Really, as always, hoping to see a gray banded king snake tonight, but there's just so much good bycatch here that it's hard to really have a bad night, especially when I haven't been out here in a while. We were out here for 2 nights last year, and other than that, we haven't really spent a meaningful amount of time in West Texas in recent years. So very, very excited to be here for 2 weeks. All right, little guy, we'll leave you to it. Very, very pretty little snake. They definitely come much prettier here though, so hopefully we'll see a little bit of that variability over the course of the trip. I finally spotted my first snake shining tonight, a nice big blacktail. Be kind of hard to miss that guy. It's like 3.5 feet long and just perfectly stretched out on this rock. Very, very cool. The snakes are flowing though. That's 5 snakes so far tonight and 4 that, wait, is that 6?
2 on the road, 4 here, yeah.
So 6 snakes. True. Are you done with him?
Yeah.
The tail just floating in the air. All right, Steven just spotted another blacktail. This one is a tiny little dude. His head's kind of through there. We'll try to get a bit of a better angle here without spooking him. He's resting his head on some piece of ambiguous trash. Very cool. 3rd blacktail of the night.
Mm-hmm.
2nd one we shined. He's got a bolus too, I think. Like a
I think so, yeah.
Little smaller food item there. Snakes are really flowing though. This has been a pretty good time so far. I mean, West Texas is always a lot snakier than at home, but I mean, we've only been out here like an hour and a half, it feels like. Maybe it's been longer. Look who's still out crawling around. It's our friendly neighborhood big night snake. Just doing his thing still. All right, everyone. Well, we are wrapping up our first night here in West Texas, calling it a little bit early tonight because Steven has stuff to do tomorrow. But we'll be back at it tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully there is plenty of good stuff to come your way. Not a bad first night, very snaky, just kind of missing a big target snake to kind of highlight the night. But it was by no means bad. Always nice to see a lepidus and quite a few blacktails. So I'll probably wrap this episode up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And hopefully y'all are looking forward to more West Texas videos over the next few weeks.